The White House, located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., is the official residence and workplace of the President of the United States. Throughout its long history, the White House has been the site of numerous significant events and decisions that have shaped the course of American history. From hidden tunnels and secret rooms to president ghost sightings and covert operations, the White House holds many secrets that few people know about. So join me for today's video. I'm going to explore 15 secrets of the White House. Number 15. The Secret Bunker. Underneath the White House, in the bowels of the building, there's a highly secretive space built only for the president and his staff. Known as the Presidential Emergency Operations Center, or the PEOC for short, this bunker was built to be a secure location for the president and his staff in the event of a national emergency. The bunker is located in the basement of the East Wing and was constructed during World War II as a bomb shelter. During the 1980s, though, the bunker underwent an expansion and renovation and upped its ante from a simple bomb shelter to a full-out safe haven from nuclear attacks. This secret bunker is equipped with everything the president and his select staff would need to survive a nuclear attack. It's got an air filtration system, water, food, medical supplies, and state-of-the-art communication systems, so the president and his advisors can stay connected to the outside world. Furthermore, the bunker has an independent water and power supply, so if things go really bad, there's no need to rely on external sources. Only people who are directly responsible for the United States national security are allowed to enter the bunker, so just the president, the vice president, and a very select group of government officials and high-ranking military people. The bunker has seen some use over the years. For example, during the September 11th terrorist attacks, the president and his high-ranking posse sought refuge there. The bunker can be accessed quickly, so the people that run the country can remain safe during crisis. Since the bunker is equipped with food and water, they can continue to make important decisions on a full stomach while staying adequately hydrated, so these important people don't run the risk of making rash or poor decisions because they're hangry. Number 14. The Secret Tunnels. There are some secrets of the White House that aren't so secretive, as much as secure and highly restricted. Other secrets, though, are so sensitive it's impossible to actually verify their existence. This is the case with the secret tunnels of the White House. It's said that the White House has a complex network of secret tunnels that wind and weave their way underneath the building. It's also said that these tunnels were originally built during World War II and that they were constructed to provide a secure and safe passage for the president in the event of an emergency, like a bombing or an attack on the White House. According to some sources, though, the tunnels have since been used for a variety of different purposes over the years. The tunnels were said to connect several different parts of the White House, such as the East Wing, the West Wing, and the main residence. It's also believed that they connect the White House to other nearby government buildings, like the Eisenhower Executive Office Building and the Treasury Building. It's not publicly known exactly how long these tunnels are or how many of them exist, but it's widely believed that they stretch for miles and miles. The tunnels are also apparently equipped with security cameras, motion sensors, and other advanced security systems. So if the tunnels do exist, only authorized personnel are allowed to access them, and mum's the word for everyone else who enters. Number 13. The Secret Cinema. Some secrets of the White House are for national security reasons, since the White House is the epicenter of security in a time of crisis. Other secrets, well, not so much. Take the secret movie theater, for example. Apparently, within the White House Family Theater, there's a secret movie theater. It's located in the East Wing of the White House, and this theater was originally built in 1942 during Franklin Delano Roosevelt's presidency. Under Nixon, however, this small secret theater was renovated. It's got a fully functional cinema, about 40 seats, and when it was renovated, a state-of-the-art sound system and adjustable screen were installed. The theater is equipped with a wide assortment of films, including classics and new releases. Now, if you're wondering why the White House needs a secret movie theater, then you're not alone. Of all the secret things the White House could build, a movie theater seems a little strange, to say the least. But going to the theater allows us to forget our woes for a little while, and even the president needs a little entertainment escape from time to time. The president and his family head to the theater for some quality family time, and since it's a secret theater, it can fully escape the public eye. They can also binge on movie theater staples, since the theater boasts a full array of candy, soft drinks, and popcorn, because what's a movie without popcorn, come on? According to sources, the president and his family have been known to invite friends into the secret theater from time to time. The theater even reportedly has its own dedicated ushers who set up the equipment and make sure it all runs smoothly. It is said that President Kennedy escaped to the theater during the Cuban Missile Crisis with his staff to take in a film, relieve a little stress, and munch on that mouth-watering buttery popcorn that you can only find at the theater, or in this case, the secret White House movie theater. Number 12. The kitchen has food testers. It might seem like something straight out of the pages of a medieval manual on how to keep things safe, but the White House actually does have food testers. The White House food testers are responsible for ensuring the safety and quality of the food that's served to both the president as well as other high-level officials. The food testers are members of the White House kitchen staff, and their job is to taste every dish that's prepared for official events and meals. These testers are specially trained and can detect any potential contaminants or allergens in the food, but their job doesn't stop there. They also provide feedback on the taste, texture, and presentation of the dishes to ensure the food is prepared to the highest standards of quality and safety. As members of the kitchen staff, they must also maintain strict confidentiality on the White House kitchen operations, because apparently what happens in the White House kitchen stays in the White House kitchen. As such, they all sign non-disclosure agreements which prevent them from leaking any info about the super-secret inner workings of the White House kitchen. Part president lifesavers, part food connoisseurs, the White House food tasters. They make sure that anyone who dines at the White House does so safely and with refinement. Number 11. The secret wine stash. Wine. For some, it's the alcohol of choice. Whether it be a rare vintage or a discount box, wine is a staple choice of many a dinner party across the world, and the White House is no exception. However, you probably won't find White House guests filling up their glasses from a box. Unbeknownst to some, the White House has a wine cellar, and it stores all the wine the White House staff serves guests for special occasions and events and receptions. The not-so-secret cellar is located in the basement of the White House, and it contains a wide array of wines to suit any palate, from beloved domestic blends to renowned and rare international wines. And while the existence of the wine cellar is not so secretive, the actual wine in the cellar is. The wine collection is carefully curated by the White House's chief sommelier, with input from the first family. The White House wine cellar actually does have a long and rich tradition, dating back to President Franklin Roosevelt, who was reportedly an avid wine collector. Throughout the years, the collection has grown as past presidents and first ladies have tossed in their choice wine. The cellar is now a symbol of White House hospitality, since nothing says welcome quite like a specially chosen glass of wine. The cellar itself is not open to the public eye, so wine lovers and lushes alike can only imagine exactly what this secret wine stash entails. Number 10. Rooftop Snipers. The White House is the most heavily guarded house in the United States. As such, it has a highly advanced security system, so advanced that the security features of the White House deserves a video in and of itself. However, while some secret security features are very well known, others are not. One of these is the Rooftop Snipers. The Rooftop Snipers are members of the United States Secret Service counter-sniper team, and they're responsible for protecting the White House and other high-level government buildings and events. As White House Rooftop Snipers, they are some of the best trained snipers in the United States, and their skills are constantly tested to ensure they'll hit their target if needs be. The snipers are positioned on the White House roof as well as on the roofs of other nearby buildings. Together, they have an all-encompassing view of the entire perimeter of the house. These snipers are equipped with high-powered rifles, and you better believe they can hit their target with perfect accuracy and precision. Since the White House is a high-profile target for potential threats, the Rooftop Snipers are only part of the White House's comprehensive security system, but they are a very important one. Number 9. The Restricted Swimming Pool. There are actually two pools at the White House. One was opened in 1933 and created for Franklin Roosevelt as a therapy pool to help with his polio. This pool opened right onto the Rose Garden, and it's rumored that President John F. Kennedy used the pool for a completely different purpose, to host naked pool parties, although that rumor's not confirmed. This pool was closed by Nixon to make space for a new press room. It's still structurally intact, but full of electronics. The other pool is the functioning one, and it was installed in 1975 by President Gerald Ford. It's a small indoor heated pool, and access is highly restricted. The pool's monitored by Secret Service agents, and only the president, his family, and a few other select high-ranking people are allowed to use it. And although the pool is not a commonly seen part of the White House, it's seen some interesting interactions over the years. For example, during the Nixon administration, President Nixon famously met with Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev in the pool to discuss arms control negotiations. And during the Obama administration, First Lady Michelle Obama famously challenged the talk show host Ellen DeGeneres to a push-up contest in the pool during a visit to the White House. The pool is not, however, something that just anyone can hit up to swim laps. So although the pool isn't exactly a secret, it is highly restricted and a lesser-known area of the White House. Number 8. The Basement Bowling Alley. Any president with a penchant for bowling balls can rest assured, knowing that they can hit up their own private lanes for a little pin action. The White House has a secret bowling alley located in the basement of the White House's West Wing. This bowling alley was installed by President Harry Truman in 1947, and it is still fully functioning today. It's a 2-lane facility equipped with an automatic pin setter and electronic scoring systems. It's also one of the most patriotic bowling alleys around, decorated with the presidential seals and a color scheme of red, white, and blue. The bowling alley is primarily used by the president and his family, as well as White House staff members. And while it's designed to be a fun way for the president and his family to unwind together, the alley has seen a few memorable moments over the years. For example, during the Nixon administration, President Nixon famously bowled a perfect game in the White House bowling alley. And during the George H.W. Bush administration, the bowling alley was used as a rehearsal space for the president's speech to the nation about the start of the Gulf War. Quirky and lesser known, the White House basement bowling alley speaks to the less official, fun side of the White House, reminding us that while the White House is an important U.S. landmark, it's also a home. Number 7. The private gym. Where does the president go to play a little b-ball or do some lifting? Well, to his own private gym, of course. The White House has a private gymnasium whose use is reserved for the president, his family, and other selected staff and Secret Service agents. When you think about it, it makes sense, since the president can hardly hit up his local gym and deserves the right way to stay active. The gym is in the basement of the White House and is equipped with treadmills, stationary bikes, ellipticals, free weights, and other assorted training machines. It also has a tennis court, a basketball court, and a yoga space so the president and his family can downward-facing dog and cobra pose to their heart's content in a complete privacy. The gym is pretty secretive, so only the people that frequent it really know exactly what's inside of it, but it's widely assumed that for all intents and purposes, it probably looks like any other home gym. However, unlike other home gyms, the White House has a team of dedicated personal trainers and other fitness professionals on hand to develop personalized exercise plans for the Prez and his entourage. In any case, this secret gym affords the president and his family the opportunity to stay healthy and fit while staying safe. The gym also promotes health and well-being for all White House staff, or at least the staff who are authorized to use it. Number 6. The secret rooftop garden. The White House has a rooftop garden, which is also known as the White House Kitchen Garden. This garden boasts a wide array of organic vegetables, and like the name suggests, it sits proudly on the roof of the building. The garden is relatively new. It was started by First Lady Michelle Obama in 2009. So the rooftop garden has become a symbol of Michelle Obama's commitment to sustainable agriculture and healthier living. Always a woman inclined to not just talk the talk, but also to walk the walk, she created the garden as part of her Let's Move initiative, an initiative aimed at promoting healthy eating and physical activity. The garden itself is around 1,100 square feet, and it has the usual garden fare like peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, and herbs. These fresh veggies are both used in the White House meals and as donations to local organizations to help those who are in need. The garden is environmentally friendly too, utilizing compost and organic particles for healthy soil and fertility. The garden also harvests rainwater, which it uses to water these plants. Number 5. Windows that never open. There are roughly 146 windows in the White House, depending on renovations, but it's a little-known fact that these windows never, ever open. Many windows are known for their unique designs and shapes, such as the oval windows of the Oval Office and the cute round windows of the Blue Room, and although they serve one of their functions, the ability to look outside, they don't serve their second function. The windows must remain closed at all times for security reasons. They are both bulletproof and shatterproof and are said to be some of the strongest windows ever built, also for security reasons. But apparently fresh air is not worth the risk of an intruder invasion. The fact that no one is allowed to open the windows was confirmed by First Lady Michelle Obama during an interview with Stephen Colbert. She was reported as saying that she sometimes missed simple pleasures like opening a window on a fresh spring day. Living in the White House comes with an obvious set of perks, like private movie theaters, attentive staff, a dedicated medical facility, and a private gym. However, the high security clearly gives way to some drawbacks, like fresh air. In any case, the 146 windows let in a lot of natural light, so even though the residents can't take in the fresh air via a window, they can at least see the fresh air outside. Number 4. The White House was built by slaves. As one of the most iconic symbols of freedom and liberty in the world, it's ironic that the White House was built by slaves. But some secrets shouldn't stay buried, and the fact that the White House came to fruition under the hands of forced labor is important to recognize. Construction of the White House began in 1792, and a lot of the construction workers were enslaved peoples who were brought there by their owners. The working conditions were harsh and they received little to no pay. However, they were an integral part of the White House's construction, and so it's important to acknowledge their contributions to this famous American landmark. In fact, there have been efforts in recent years to bring the role of enslaved labor in the construction of the White House front and center. By acknowledging the slave contribution, it paints a far more accurate and inclusive picture of U.S. history. In short, the secrecy that once surrounded the construction of the White House is not a secret that should be kept. It's a recognized fact that the White House was built by slave labor. Number 3. Dentist office. Because the people who live at the White House are very important people, maintaining their health is critical. Therefore, the White House has an in-house medical unit. This includes its very own dental clinic. This dental clinic provides dental services to the president, vice president, and their families, as well as other high-level officials who work there at the White House. The clinic is staffed by licensed dental professionals, including dentists and dental hygienists. For anyone who's ever struggled with dental care bookings, having your very own dedicated dental clinic is a dream come true to some. But the medical care doesn't stop there. The dental clinic is just one part of the White House medical unit. There are physicians, nurses, and an assortment of other healthcare professionals on hand to address any and all medical concerns that might arise. The actual specifics of the medical clinic is not publicly disclosed, but Barack Obama did confirm the existence of the dental clinic during a live interview on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Apparently, he had a crown fixed there during his presidency, so although we don't know what the clinic looks like or the specific equipment specifications, we can pretty much assume that it has all the fixings of any state-of-the-art clinic, without the crowded waiting rooms. Number 2. The Situation Room. It should come as no surprise that the White House has a secret meeting room, since the White House is privy to some pretty serious conversations and decisions. The secret meeting room is called the Situation Room, and it's a secure conference room that's located within the basement of the West Wing of the White House. This highly secure space is equipped with state-of-the-art tech, such as advanced communications and video conferencing systems, although the actual specifics of the technology actually is not public knowledge. The technology allows the president and his officials to communicate easily with military commanders and other important officials anywhere in the world. The Situation Room is used for high-level meetings and discussions related to national security and crisis management. The room came about during the Cuban Missile Crisis during the Kennedy administration, and since its construction, it's seen many important gatherings. The room was designed as a secure location for the president and his advisors to gather. In this secret room, they could receive and analyze intelligence information without disruption or interference. It's also a place for them to discuss policy options and to make significant decisions about all things national security. This room comes with its own dedicated staff, but given the importance of this room, it's not your average staff. The Situation Room is staffed by a team of highly trained military and intelligence personnel. They're responsible for maintaining the security, secrecy, and integrity of the space. Needless to say, the Situation Room is not a casual White House hangout. It's typically only used during times of abject crisis. When natural disasters strike or terrorist attacks rear their ugly heads, the president and his officials turn to the highly secure and well-guarded Situation Room to receive real-time intelligence updates, discuss potential response options, and make decisions related to this crisis. So the Situation Room has seen its fair share of critical situations throughout the years, and it's been the location of some pretty pivotal decisions in American history. Events include the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound in Pakistan, the assassination of Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi, and the response to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. So who's seen the inside of this highly secure room? Well, only the president, the vice president, members of the National Security Council, and other high-ranking military and intelligence officials are granted access. The room is clearly a critical component of the national security infrastructure of the White House, and it has and will continue to play an important role when it comes to ensuring that the United States and its citizens are safe and secure during a time of crisis. Number 1. Ghosts. Lovers of all things paranormal will revel in the final entry on this list, because the White House houses one final secret: ghosts. The White House is said to be haunted by several ghosts, and there are numerous reports and legends that attest to paranormal sightings throughout the White House, which is said to be mostly found in the Lincoln bedroom, of course, gazing out of the window and warming his ghostly apparition by the fire. The wife of President James Madison, Dolly Madison, is said to make her rounds in the Rose Garden, often appearing in times of national crisis, perhaps to remind the authorities that they need to take time to stop and smell the roses before making any important decisions. And the wife of President John Adams, Abigail Adams, is said to appear from time to time in the East Room of the White House, donning a laundry basket. There is, of course, no scientific evidence to support any of these claims because the existence of ghosts never been scientifically proven, but these legends and stories that surround the ghosts of the White House is a source of fascination, lending an air of mystique and intrigue to building a ripe history and legend. I'll see you next time. Watch our binge-watching playlist if you'd like to watch all of our most popular top 15 videos. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready to binge.